tell me where you are with this. Do you think they
I'm
can
Muslim.
coexist?
What do you think,
Do you think they can coexist?
Do you think I can coexist with
I think you can coexist.
Why me?
Educated, you're a worker, you're now a capitalist, you're contributing, you're creating jobs. I would say you're net positive.
Do you not think most Muslims do that?
I don't think depending on where they're coming from, they don't, because if their countries did a good job, why would they leave it?
I have a lot of unanswered questions, more especially concerning Patrick Bet David. And one of the statements which I got from, or the comments I got from Patrick Bet David, is that he has fallen to the level of Adam, one of the individuals who he hosts his podcast with. Now, from that video, you can see clearly that Patrick Bet David either is a racist or is somebody who despises the Muslim religion. That's the true fact. How can you ask Mehdi Hassan whether he believes Muslims and Christians can coexist? One of the topics which he has mentioned is that he is highly educated. And that led me to this next video. Have a look on how this young Muslim girl, from what I got from the comment section of this video, is that she is 19 years old. How she dismantled Christians in this debate. She was one young Muslim girl versus 20 Christian women, and she held them accountable. If you are interested to know that the Muslim religion is one of the most interesting religion, I believe she can convince you. She can convince you, but have a look.
How can you claim that the Bible contains eyewitness testimony if you can't prove that it was written by eyewitnesses? Then I'll ask, where does the testimony come from? To which she responded, she said, okay, we have Paul attesting to 500 eyewitnesses, not to the crucifixion, but rather the resurrection. But that's not 500 testimonies. If I come to you, and let's try and be a little bit consistent, right? If I come to you in the 7th century and I say that I saw the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, split the moon and 500 people were with me, is that one source or is that 501 sources?
Okay, well, let's forget about the eyewitnesses' testimony.
Wait, I want that question answered.
Okay.
I implore you to just go and watch that podcast. It is almost 2 hours, but from what you are going to learn from that discussion, you will understand if she is the representation of the Muslim religion. First of all, I need to accept this, or I need to admit this. I am a Catholic, and sometimes I am curious to have to experience different denominations or religions. I have never found an individual, or I have never been in a place where I have attended a different denomination or a different religion. I only attended a different denomination at the age of around 8 years old or 10 years old. So from this discussion, you can see that this young woman, she was addressing these other women in a more respectful manner. The other colleagues who she was arguing against, they were horrible, impatient, they didn't have facts in place, they were just mumbling everywhere. And I can admit, as one of the individuals who is a Catholic, I have no facts. I just somehow tend to believe blindly. And anyway, I subscribe to the idea of Immanuel Kant. Some things you just have to accept. It is true faith. So I am one of those individuals who doesn't have the facts when it comes to my religion. But Patrick Bet David saying that, or questioning Mehdi Hassan whether he believes Muslims and Christians can coexist. I believe these women were one of the individuals who proved that it is even more difficult for Christians themselves to coexist. Because the way they were handling this young lady was so disrespectful. They didn't respect this young lady. even though she is 19 years old, she handled that situation. Even David Rubin couldn't have handled that situation exactly that man. She got my fault. And even she put me in a situation, in a tight spot where it is only just some time now before I acquire a Quran to know more about this religion. I am not converting, but I think it's always good to understand other people's perspective. Because here is one thing which you need to realize. She understood the Bible so well that she was in a position to dismantle these Christians. She knew the Bible so well, more than these young women Christians. They were not actually young women. There were also other older women from that discussion. So I am one of those individuals who is always interested to learn more about other people's different cultures and also religion, whichever it might mean. So Patrick Bay David, I believe he is either dumb or he is a grifter. But one of the best things I believe is he is a grifter. And also you need to realize he is from Iran, but he despises the country which, at least where he was born. He was not given some opportunities which he had in the United States. But he tends to believe that the Iranian people, or the people who exist in Iran, they are in those circumstances because they bear the whole responsibility. While some individuals ignore that the United States has caused a lot of problems when considering what is going on in Iran at the moment. So I really have zero respect, especially to Patrick David, when he tends to pretend that religion, somehow the Muslim world is uneducated, is uninformed, and can't coexist with other human beings. I had a Muslim friend at a university, and he was one of my best friends. We coexisted, and sometimes I believe there was a celebration where they put me some kind of ma'amri, whichever. He was just a decent human being. And I have come across Muslims, and they are so respected. So for Patrick P. David, he is just a grifter. Um, he has no morals anyway. Just go ahead, subscribe, like, share. I do that. Where did it start raining for Patrick Bay David? Because of late, he is unrecognizable. But there were earlier individuals who knew that Patrick Bay David was just an individual of multi-level marketing schemes. Share your thoughts in the comment section. See you in my next one.